What is going on, guys? Jack here, and welcome back to episode number 23 of The Climb here with Luzenak. My word, what a month and a half or 2 months almost it's been for me since you were last here. I left last episode, I had all the plans sorted, I knew what matches we were going to be doing. And all the fixtures got rearranged. A takeover failed. Yes, the board tried to sell the club. It didn't go through. Fixtures have moved. And, well, with all of the dust kind of settled, we're now back in mid-November. And we're taking on a familiar foe in the French Cup. Yes, we're taking on US Orléans, also known as the Wasp team. Now, if you're feeling a little sense of deja vu, just as a little refresher, 2 years ago now, we met them in this competition. If we just take a peek, we took them on in the 9th round and lost 2-1. Hugo Robert scored in that game, but they got a late last-minute goal. You might remember the heartbreak. It was the episode after Gilbert made his name. And, well, today we're going to try and seek vengeance. 2 promotions later, 2 seasons later, and, well, that's what we've got coming up today. I know that isn't what was advertised. I'm sorry, you can complain to Ofcom, but things changed over the course of the last few months, and I guess the best thing actually to do is to start with the matches since you were last here, which, as you can see, if we actually go to the right season, rather than 2 years ago, has been a weird mixed bag. It's been one of those run of games where defensively we've been superb for the most part. However, and it's a bit of a big however, we've lost to the team who were bottom of the league and beaten the team who were top. It's that kind of football manager session that I had last night as I was playing through the night. Anyway, you can see the first game we had was against Jura Sud. They were bottom of the league. I thought, well, this will be a nice, easy, convincing win. We got the early goal, really nice goal by Maury. He's making a weird habit of these long shots to centre defensive mid. He got a few in this run of games here. They then equalised almost immediately through Mbaye. Billingy got us ahead with a thunderous effort in the 63rd minute, and while we're 2-1 up, going into the 80th minute, we've been here before this season, we've bottled it before this season, and we bottled it again. It's becoming an awful habit. Yes, they got their first goal through Mbaye yet again in the 84th minute, and then in the 92nd minute, they got a winner, and I was just a little bit upset. We were playing on the attack, we were trying to push men forward, they caught us out on the break. Ultimately, we lost against the team who are bottom. If we just look at them now, you can see if the profile loads. Come on, Football Manager, you can do this for me. I believe in you, Football Manager. There we go. They're currently second from bottom, so it doesn't make it better. It doesn't make it better. It's not good enough. It's not good enough is the long and short of it. But the good news is we did bounce back. Now, against AS Béziers here, we beat them 3-1. It was a convincing win, but they had us sending off early on. The big talking point of this game was that I experimented a little bit. You know, I have been looking at ways that we can change things. And while with 1 win in our last 4 games in September, I felt like it was time to mix stuff up. So I changed to this system, just a slightly different one. You know, I wanted to give it a go, just, you know, overloading the midfield a little bit more, having a bit more perhaps defensive solidity because conceding goals was a problem. But I was really underwhelmed in this game, and despite winning, they had a man sent off so early on that I didn't like it. Cesc Fabregas did get a goal, but I did decide just to go back to the 4-2-3-1. And to be fair, quite glad we did, because over the last 6 games, we've kept 6 clean sheets in a row, which is a Luzenak club record. Now, 2 of these games were in the French Cup. Obviously, you know that because we're playing US Orléans in the Cup today. The first team we took on was Marignan-Guignac, and, well, we beat them 3-0. Convincing result. And then we took on another team who have a slash in their name. Are they 2 teams in one? Is this legal? I'm not entirely sure. FC Amu Pordenau? We beat them 9-0. They're irrelevant. They're a regional league team. Blaze got a load of goals if we just filter out the French Cup games, because frankly, we should be beating the lower league teams. Let's focus on the league. That's where things matter. It's been a good run. The first of these games was against USBCO. Hugo Robert got his first of the year. You wondered when it was going to happen. He got 8 last year. Hadn't scored yet this season. Got a traditional header. And then Julian Blaze getting another goal. And he is a player who has been in some absolutely superb form. Got a goal in the second half here. 2-0. Looked very, very comfortable away from home. Nice to get back-to-back wins. And you can just see here, looking at Julian Blaze. Oh my word. What a player. What a player this man is. He is so, so good for us, the Algerian youngster. I'm hoping he's going to get some international call-ups before too long. He has quickly propelled himself into the limelight in light of his recent form. 3 goals, 5 assists in the league. The pundits, they're talking about him. He's the talk of the French National League right now. If there weren't eyes on him last summer when we saw an ridiculous amount of interest really for him. There's definitely going to be eyes on him come January. You can see he is in the Media Dream 11, and it's also worth noting that we have risen in stock. Yes, the media are starting to believe that we could be a promotion contender. We are now up to 3rd in the rankings, despite the fact that we're 5th in the league when it comes to actual form. And while we are 5th in the league, courtesy of a few more results, so let's talk about them. The first of these, an amazing win. This was against Le Mans, who were top of the league, had only lost 1 of their first 9, and in this game, Manan got 2 goals on the breakaway. Yeah, we were really clinical in this game. We didn't dominate it. You know, they're a very good team. They're one of the favourites for promotion. But Manan has just been a bit of a goal-scoring hero for us. And he got a couple in this game here to put us in a great position. Kahinde scored late on as well. This was the first time where I played Emmanuel Kahinde and Cesc Fabregas together in the midfield. The 2 playmakers playing alongside each other. Kahinde did play as a deep, centre mid on defend, I believe is what I played him in there. So it was good to see him get a goal from that more defensive role. Still obviously open to the experimentation of central midfielder roles in this team. Cesc Fabregas, I do love him, but I don't want to be overly reliant on him. You know, he's retiring at the end of the year. He's putting some immense performances so far, but ultimately Kahinde and Mori are the 2 men that I really want to buy into. And they've been doing really well. In fact, when we've rotated between these 3 centre mids, they've all contributed. And you can see in the very next game, Big Dub got a goal, Zobo, Hal, and also Mori getting a goal in the 88th minute. I don't want to show all the goals for this one, because otherwise we'll be here all week. But Mori's last minute goal, oh my word, oh my, completely unnecessary, ridiculous effort, made it 4-0. And in our most recent game, there's no highlights, it was 0-0, nothing happened. The only real landmark was we set a club record for most clean sheets in a row in all competitions of 6, which I suppose is quite good. It gives me hope that going into this game against US Orléans, who currently sit in, if we just take a peek here, where do you sit, Orléans? They sit in 19th in Ligue 2. So they are on the relegation precipice of the league above us. So this should be a quite interesting test. Of course, we have a little bit of history with them when we lost in the French Cup. I'm hoping for revenge today. That's what the aim of the game is. Anyway, just looking at the league form in a little more detail, we currently sit in 5th, as I said, 4 points off the team occupying the playoff spots. Ahead of us, Nantes and Le Mans are kind of leading the way. They're not a mile away, though, and with our recent form, I'm hoping we can kind of hunt them down. Obviously, the media are really buying into us. It's been, as I said, a bit of a weird one. We beat Le Mans. We lost Jura Sud football. So I don't really know what to make of our team. I feel like for the most part, we turn up and perform, but there is that inconsistency, which we have ironed out more recently, but certainly plagued us to start the season. You remember the last episode, I was complaining about, you know, the fact that 1 or 2 players were getting all the goals, whereas now there's a lot more players getting goals, and a few players have really stepped up on an individual basis. Manan has been perhaps the most notable of those. Started the season as kind of a bench option. After 2 games, I started starting him. He's rewarded that faith. 6 goals in 13 league appearances is a pretty good return. And, well, elsewhere, Julian Blaze, we've already talked about him. Let's talk about him again. Let's just look at the green arrows again. Drink it in. You may never see anything like this ever again. I mean, hopefully you will. But he's good. He's good. He's good. This is the long and short of it is he's very, very good. Elsewhere, a little bit of news. Zobo got injured in our most recent game, the 0-0 result. That is a bad one. He's out with a twisted ankle for 2 to 5 weeks. He's been a big part of the way that we play. You can see here, 6 goals, 5 assists. Granted, some of those stats inflated a little due to the French Cup routes that we had, but 3 goals and 2 assists in the league isn't a meaningless contribution. The fact that we're going to be without him now for, well, at least a month, you'd imagine, is a shame. You can see, looking ahead, obviously Le Mans and Lyon Deschères were the 2 games that I was thinking we were going to come back for. They've just been pushed way back, well, at least in the case of Lyon Deschères. I feel like Le Mans, you know, against the team we were top, whilst it was great to beat them, I kind of wish it had been a live com. Ultimately, I don't think we're chasing down a top spot this season. For as good as our form's been, realistically, if we could get 2nd place, that's good enough for me. That's kind of where we're aiming for, I think, at this point. Of course, a nice little run in the French Cup would be nice, and you can see here the board's expectation is to reach the 9th round. Today we take on the Wasp team. I'm just going to call them the Wasp, even though I say their name fairly well by my own incredibly low standards. The Wasp team, who are a league above us, in the 7th round. So if we go out here, don't think they're going to get too upset with me, but it's just one of those things being, you know, a little bit, I suppose, aware of. Anyway, in terms of just general squad stuff, the only other thing I can really think to talk about is the battle of the right backs. Yes, we've got a battle on our hands, and it's between Lorette and Billingy. Now, unfortunately, Billingy is on international duty today, which is really the only reason that Lorette was ever given a chance in the team. But if we just compare them, obviously you look at the polygons, it feels pretty one-sided. The issue is when it comes down to the statistics, everyone. When you take the statistical approach, you look at it and suddenly it's not that cut and dry. Obviously, Johan Billingy has been suspended at the start of the year. He's now on international duty. Again, he's our modern day Mr. International. And with all that going on, Rudy Lorette, who really is just here as a backup, has put in some really good performances to the point where with 3 assists in 6 games, you start to wonder, does he need to start playing more? Should I just train him as a centre? We're not actually thinking that. Or a strike? No, we're not doing it. He's a right back, everyone. I don't think he can do a lot else. But I don't know. It's one of those odd little dilemmas I have got going on. Of course, the defence has been superb. They deserve a bit more praise, really. 6 clean sheets in a row. Thomas Himuer, who we've got on loan from Toulouse till the end of next year, has been a standout performer. He's been improving an absolute ton. I would love to sign him permanently. Unfortunately, I don't have the £1.6 million minimum asking price that Toulouse are probably asking for the 21-year-old. But elsewhere in the team, the other loanees have done well. Lucas Russo's coming at left back and made it his own. And, well, Hal alongside Hugo Robert putting in some really good performances. Obviously, Robert, a long-term servant at the club captain, a very influential individual, has got that goal that I mentioned. Still hasn't got 8. Like last year. I mean, it's a difficult goal to match, to be fair. But actually, for the first time ever, Hugo Robert is in the shadow of his centre-back partner, because Hal here has really, really impressed me. He's in on loan from Montpellier. Yes, he's not scored a load, but his average rating of 7.25 is just great. And to be fair, the whole back line has been absolutely superb. We've given them opportunities, they've really flourished. You can see here, Thomas, he's got above a 7.0 rating as a goalkeeper in his last 5 games. Someone call Football Manager. Let them know it's happened. It's a bug. This can't happen. Goalkeepers, they're not allowed good average ratings unless your name's Thomas. Elsewhere in the team, it's worth noting that with Zobo out injured, I'm expecting Ivan Lorente to get an extended run in the first team. Between him and Kofi, I'm a little bit underwhelmed by our backup right mid options. I thought they were both going to come in and be great. Obviously, both of them victims of the fact that very frequently they're coming on off the bench, maybe not got enough time to up their rating, and so that does drag that average rating down. They're not going to have that excuse for the foreseeable future, because with Zobo out, they're going to be battling for position. It also means that El Mutaki, yeah, he's still here. He's going to be on the bench for today's game, which is very, very exciting. Elsewhere in the team, Barane Bar complaining about a lack of first-team football. Can't really guarantee it in this game here, but between him and Mori, there's not a world of difference, so maybe that's the rotation that I may be forced into doing in order to keep Bar happy just over the next couple of games in the league. Just because, I mean, I do think Bar is good enough for this level, to be fair, at 30 years old. Offers some experience, he's been here a while, he's never really let us down when we've given him chances over the previous 3 years, but of course this year we've elevated that level of our central midfielders. I've wanted to push it up a level, and to be fair, I do feel like a lot of our success just comes from the likes of Kahindi and Moray and how well they've done, alongside obviously Cesc Fabregas, who, as I said, you know, whilst he's not playing a load of games because frankly his stamina just isn't good enough to play full matches regularly, he's doing the business for us so far as the 35-year-old when we are calling upon him. But anyway, let's get into this game against US Orléans. It is the Wasp team. I want to sting them. We're away from home. I want revenge for our last game against them. I wonder if we'll get the team talk option to ask for revenge. I wonder if we're going to get it. I want to demand it, boys. We need it. We need it. And, well, here are their teams. They are going with a 4-1-4-1, which this year in Football Manager I've had issues with. I do not like this formation. Elsewhere for our team, you can see here, it's the usual suspects, with the exception of Zobo, who is out. He's kind of slotted in as the right midfielder option. Going to ask our assistant to set instructions, and I want to avenge what happened last time. Look at that. Half the players who weren't here last time we played them reacting superbly. You love to see it. Right, can we do this, boys? Away from home against a team in a higher league. I want the upset. I want the revenge. Let's see what we can do. If we win this, suddenly I big ourselves up for promotion this year after a fine run of form in the league. And, well, our defensive record could come under threat here. 6 clean sheets in a row. Can we make it 7? I mean, away from home in this kind of game, it's going to be tricky. I'm looking for us to seize possession in Luzenak style. I want us to play our game. As I said, I have been experimenting a little bit with positions in the team, you know, switching the centre attacking mid for a defensive midfielder. I have been tweaking roles and stuff without really changing the overall team instructions. But to be honest, I'm finding that what we had kind of going into this season, well, at the end of last season rather than the start of this season, has worked really well yet again. I feel like in Football Manager sometimes you can end up changing things for the sake of it or reacting too soon. Yes, we had a bit of a rough start to the season. Sometimes, you know, it takes that confidence building win, a few wins string together, and suddenly the system that looked like it just wasn't going to work is suddenly the next best thing since sliced bread. And that's kind of been the case here. Anyway, it's not been an entertaining first half. Boys, I'm expecting much more in the second half here. We've bigged up this game. I promised a live com double header yesterday. It didn't pan out, but this game felt a little more appealing in a bizarre way. Can we give the fans what they're expecting? I mean, they're not paying anything to watch, but give them their money's worth. Right, playing out from the back to Russo at left back. He's going to bring it forward, of course. Russo has been our left back this year, and he's superb defensively. He's not amazing going forward. He's quite a one-dimensional, old-school fullback, but even in the fullback on support role, for the most part, he's done quite well. And, well, there he is again, winning the ball. And Julian Blaze now to blaze down this left-hand side, using his pace, cuts inside, huge tackle, cleared away by the keeper. What was that highlight? What was Football Man? Are you okay, Football? I mean, I've complained about the lack of highlights, so Football Manager's just given me one for the sake of it, it would appear. An hour gone, and I think we need to make some changes. Llorente's not been good enough here. I'm going to bring in Kofi. Elsewhere, Manan has been disappointing today, so let's bring in El Mitaki. I'm tempted to take off Mori for Bar as well, but we should probably hold on to our last sub for now. We don't want to change things too quickly. That could cause us some issues. But this would, of course, go to extra time. It would go the distance if it needs to. There are no replays, none of that nonsense, as we don't deal with that ball. We got a bit lucky. Defender missed his header, but Russo was there at the back post. Blaze wins the foot race. What can he do, the youngster? He's fast. He can dribble. He's earned a foul, and that is going to be Labesse getting sent off. He just can't handle Blaze. He's just had to hack him down again and again and again. Get off the pitch. Blaze just doing absolute bits down this left-hand side, and it has seen, I assume he's their right back. He is their right. He's very good, isn't he? Did you see how good he was? I mean, go back and pause it. I can't click on him now because there's a highlight. He was good. Big dub. They're down a man now. They're there for the taking, boys. Although, as I've talked about, this season we've made a terrible habit, and it is a habit that we've dropped over the last month, but we have had a habit of conceding late goals, going for the jugular, going for the attack. And with that in mind, I'm a little hesitant to go more attacking here. We have got a chance though. Lorette whipping the ball in, back post. Blaze is there, hits the woodwork, the net rippled. I've been bamboozled. Remains 0-0. And you thought for a second Lorette was going to get another assist from right back. And, well, Billingy would not be a happy bunny. Lorette launched it forward. El Mutaki spilt and straight to Blaze. We'll take that. Latella, I'll tell you what, I'll tell the teller. That was awful goalkeeping. We're going to have our revenge, I hope. Now we're a goal up. Julian Blaze with his 8th for the year. It's not a pretty goal. It's not a nice goal. It's El Mutaki heading it goalwards. Defender kicks it out of his own keeper's hands. It falls to Julian Blaze. He takes the lead, and well, we are not going to change the system now. We're just going to remain nice, cool, and calm, like a cucumber. El Mutaki, long throw to him. We're rolling back the years, aren't we, with El Mutaki up front, getting on the end of long throws. That is a very Season 1 Luzenak. Anyway, I'm going to bring on Barane Bar. He's been complaining about lack of first team football. Mate, you're getting 8 minutes here. Surely that's enough for you. Surely you're going to be happy with that, Barane. Either way, time is ticking away. It's going to finish 1-0. That was not the most classic of results. It wasn't particularly pretty. People had us written off. Oh, boys, I'm very happy. I never doubted us. That sending off definitely helped us out. Julian Blaze just having a huge breakout performance yet again. Just caused them all kinds of problems, got a man sent off, and with that we go marching into the French Cup 8th round, where of course the board expectation is the 9th round. I feel like that result there is going to please them. Of course, the weird thing with the French Cup is that in the next round we could get drawn against an absolutely nothing team, or at least a lower division team. So kind of with that in mind, I don't even know if next episode we're going to be coming back for the French Cup again. You can see it's in quite a soon period of time. We'll have to wait and see. We'll have to see who we get drawn against. You can see we've got the teams who are 2nd and 3rd to start the month of January in just 6 competitive games time. I kind of like the idea of doing that. Maybe we will open up, I was going to say open up our wallets in January and make some transfer business. I don't think we will be because we're currently over the wage budget and have no transfer budget, but who knows? Maybe in January we'll be spending some money. But anyway, I'm going to wrap up this episode here. I apologise for the fact that ended up being not necessarily an anticlimactic game in terms of result, but maybe in the entertainment value shown on the pitch. I'm hoping we're going to make amends. I want the goals to flow just like they did yesterday. With that in mind, I do want to do a live com doubleheader next time. I'm going to wait and see what happens in the French Cup. Reasonable chance that, I guess it depends, because if we got to the 9th round, these fixtures could get moved again. It's also dawned on me that the Lyon game here is going to get moved again because it's on the... There's no point in planning. There's no point in planning. The French Cup just tramples on every other league game's toes. Boys, we'll be back whenever is necessary. Thank you for watching today. Thank you for watching day. Well done. Well done, Jack. Good English. Right, my phone has fallen out of my pocket. The universe wants me to end this video. What is happening to me? Please help. Thank you. Drop a like. That will help me. One like equals one prayer. I'll see you guys again tomorrow. Here's me, Jack. Everything's going wrong. I'll talk to you guys in a bit. I'm out. Help me. Help me.